I learn in this letter that Don Pedro comes this night to Messina.
He is very near by this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
How many gentlemen have you lost in this action?
But few of any sort, and none of name.
A victory is twice itself when the achiever brings home full numbers. I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio.
Much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself the promise of his age, doing the figure of a lamb, the feats of a lion. If he hath indeed bettered expectation, then you must expect of me to tell you how.
He hath an uncle here in Messina will be very much glad of it.
I have already delivered him letters, and there appears much joy in him, even so much that joy could not show itself modest enough without a badge of bitterness.
Did he break out into tears?
In great measure.
A kind overflow of kindness. There are no faces truer than those that are so watched. How much better it is to weep at joy than to joy at weeping.
I pray you, is Signor Montano returned from the wars or no?
I know of none of that name, lady. There was none in the army of any sort.
What is he that you ask for, niece?
My cousin means Signor Benedict of Padua.
Oh, he is returned, and as pleasant as he ever was.
He set up bills here in Messina and challenged Cupid at the flight, and my uncle's fool, reading the challenge, subscribed for Cupid and challenged him at the Bird Bolt. I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? Oh, but how many hath he killed? For indeed, I promise to eat all of his killing.
Faith, niece, you tax Signor Benedict too much, but he'll be meet with you, I doubt it not.
He hath done good service, lady, in these wars.
You had musty victual, and he hath hoped to eat it. He is a very valiant trencher man. He hath an excellent stomach.
And a good soldier, too, lady.
Oh, a good soldier to a lady. But what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtues.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man. The stuffing, well, we're all mortal.
Mistake my niece. There is a kind of merry war betwixt Signor Benedict and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, and now is the whole man governed with but one. So that if he have wit enough to keep himself warm, let him bear it for a difference between himself and his horse. For it is all the wealth that he hath left to be known a reasonable creature. Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
'Tis possible.
Very easily possible. But as the fashion of his hat, it ever changes with the next block.
I see, lady, the gentleman is not in your books.
No, and he were, I would burn my study. But I pray you, who is his companion? Is there no young squire now that will make a voyage with him to the devil?
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord. You will hang upon him like a disease. He is no sooner caught than the pestilence, and the taker presently runs mad. God help the noble Claudio. If he have caught the Benedict, it will cost him £1,000 ere he be cured.
I will hold friends with you, my lady.
You good friend.
You will never run mad, niece.
No, not till hot January.
Oh, Don Pedro is approached.
Good, Signor Leonardo, you have come to meet your trouble. Now, the fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace. For trouble being gone, comfort should remain. But when you depart from me, sorrow abides, and happiness takes its leave.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter.
Her mother hath many times told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her?
Senor Benedict, no, for then you were a child.
You have it full, Benedict. We may guess by this what you are, being a man. Now truly the lady fathers herself. Be happy, lady, for you are like an honorable father.
If Signor Leonato be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders for all Messina, as like him as she is.
I wonder that you will still be speaking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What? My dear Lady Disdain, are you yet living?
No, is it possible Disdain should die while she hath such meat food defeated as Signor Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Then is courtesy a turncoat, but it is certain I am loved of all ladies. Only you accepted, and I would I could find it in my heart that I have not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They else would have been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood that I am of your humor for that. I'd rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall scrape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse, and 'twere such a face as yours were.
Wow, well, you are a rare parent teacher.
If my time is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue and so good a continuer, but keep your way, in God's name, I have done.
You always end with a jade's trick. I know you of old.
That is the sum of all, Leonato. Signor Claudio, Signor Benedict, my dear friend Leonato hath invited you all. I tell him we shall stay here at the least a month, and he heartily prays some occasion may detain us longer. And I dare swear he is no hypocrite, but prays from his heart.
If you swear, my lord, you shall not be forsworn. Let me bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled to the prince your brother, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I am not of many words, but I thank you.
Please it your grace, lead on.
Your hand, Leonato, we will go together.
Benedict, didst thou note the daughter of Signor Leonato?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me, as an honest man should do, for my simple true judgment? Or would you have me speak after my custom, as of being a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray thee, speak in sober judgment.
Why, faith. Methinks she's too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise. Only this commendation I can afford her, that, were she other than she is, she were unhandsome. And being no other but as she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkest I am in sport. I pray thee, tell me truly how thou likest her.
Wouldst thou buy her that you inquire after her?
Can the world buy such a jewel?
Yea, and a case to put it into. But speak you this with a sad brow, or do you play the flouting jack to tell us Cupid is a good hair finder and Vulcan a rare carpenter? Come, in what key shall a man take you to go in the song?
In mine eye, she's the sweetest lady that e'er I looked on.
I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter. There's her cousin, and she were not possessed with a fury. Exceeds her as much in beauty as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband, have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn to the contrary, if Hero would be my wife.
Ugh. It's come to this. In faith, hath not the world but one man will wear his cap with suspicion? Shall I never see a bachelor of 80 again? Go to, in faith, and thou wilt needs thrust thy neck into the yoke and wear the print of it and sigh away Sundays. Oh, look, Don Pedro is returned to seek you.
What secret hath held you here that you followed not to Leonardo's?
I would your grace would constrain me to tell.
I charge thee on thy allegiance.
You hear, Count Claudio? I can be as secret as a dumb man. I would have you think so, but on my allegiance, mark you, on my allegiance, he's in love. Who? That's your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonardo's short daughter.
If this were so, so it were uttered.
I like the old tale, my lord. It is not so, nor 'twas not so, but indeed, God forbid it should be so.
If my fashion changed not shortly, God forbid it should be otherwise.
Well, amen, if you love her, for the lady is well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth, I speak my thought.
And in faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my tooth, faith, and troths, my lord, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
That I neither feel how she should be loved, nor know how she should be worthy, is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me. I will die in it at the stake.
Well, thou was ever an obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty.
And never could maintain his part, but in the force of his will.
A woman conceived me. I thank her that she brought me up. I likewise give her most humble thanks, but that I will have my recheat winded in my forehead, or hang my bugle in invisible baldric. All women shall pardon me, because I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any. I will do myself the right to trust none. And the fine is, for which I may go the finer, I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee ere I die, look pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my lord, not with love. Prove that ever I lose more blood with love than I will get again with drinking. And pick out mine eyes with a ballad maker's pen, and hang me up at the door of a brothel house for the sign of blind Cupid.
Well, if ever thou dost fall from this faith, that will prove a notable argument.
If I do, hang me in a bottle like a cat and shoot at me. And he that hits me, let him be clapped on the shoulder and called Adam.
As time shall try, in time the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
If the savage bull may, but if ever the sensible Benedict bear it, pluck off the bull's horns and set them in my forehead. And let me be vilely painted, and in such great letters as they write, here is good horse to hire. Let them signify under my sign, here you may see Benedict, the married man.
If this should ever happen, thou would be horn mad.
Nay, if Cupid have not spent all his quiver in Venice, thou will quake for this shortly.
I look for an earthquake too, then.
Well, you will temporize with the hours. In the meantime, good Signor Benedict, repair to Leonardo's. Commend me to him and tell him I will not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made great preparation.
I have almost matter enough in me for such an embassage, and so I commit you
To the tuition of God, from my house, if I had it.
The 6th July, your loving friend, Benedict.
Nay, mock not, mock not. The body of your discourse is sometimes guarded with fragments, but the guards are slightly basted on neither. Ere you flout old ends any further, examine your conscience. So I leave you.
My liege, your highness may now do me good.
My love is thine to teach. Teach it but how, and thou shalt see how apt it is to learn any hard lesson that may do thee good.
Hath Leonardo any son, my lord?
No child but Hero. She's his only heir. Now dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord. When you went onward on this ended action, I looked on her with a soldier's eye, that liked, but had rougher task in hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I am returned, and that war thoughts have left their places vacant, and in their rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires. all prompting me how fair young hero is, saying I liked her ere I ever went to wars.
That will be like a lover presently, and tire the hero with a book of words. Look, if thou dost love fair hero, cherish it, and I will break with her and with her father, and thou shalt have her. Was not to this fine end that thou beganst to twist so fine a story?
How sweetly you do minister to love that no loves grief by his complexion. But lest my liking might have seemed too sudden, I would have solved it with a longer treatise.
What need the bridge much broader than the flood? The fairest grant is in the necessity. What shall serve is fit. 'Tis once thou lovest, and I will fit thee with the remedy. I know we shall have revelling tonight. I will assume my part in some disguise and tell fair hero I am Claudia. And in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart and take her hearing prisoner with the force and strong encounter of my amorous tale. Then after to her father will I break, and the conclusion is she shall be thine. In practice let us put it presently.
How now, brother? Where is my cousin your son? Hath he provided this music?
He is very busy about it. But brother, I can tell you strange news that you dreamt not of.
Are they good?
As the event stumps them, but they have a good cover. They show well outward. The prince and Count Claudio walking in a thick, bleached alley in my orchard were thus much overheard by a man of mine. The prince discovered to Claudio that he loved my niece, your daughter, and meant to acknowledge it this night in a dance. And if he found her accordant, he meant to take the present done by the top and instantly break with you of it.
Hath the fellow any wit who told you this?
A good sharp fellow. I will send for him and question him yourself.
No, we will hold it as a dream till it appear itself. But I will acquaint my daughter withal, that she may be the better prepared for an answer, if peradventure this be true. Go you and tell her of it.
What the good year, lord? Why are you thus out of measure sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds. Therefore the sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
And when I've heard it, what blessings bring it?
If not a remedy, at least a patient sufferance.
I wonder that thou, being as thou sayest thou art, born under Saturn, goes about to apply a moral medicine to a mortifying mischief. I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause, and smile at no man's jests, eat when I have stomach, and wait for no man's leisure, sleep when I am drowsy, and tend on no man's business, laugh when I am merry, and claw no man in his humor.
Yea. But you must not make the full show of it, of this, till you do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath taken you newly into his grace, where it is impossible you should take true root, but by the fair weather that you make yourself. It is needful that you frame the season for your own harvest.
I'd rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. It better fits my blood to be disdained of all than to fashion a carriage to rob any. In this, though, I cannot be said to be a flattering, honest man. It must not be denied that I am a plain-dealing villain. I am trusted with a muzzle and enfranchised with a clog. Therefore, I have decreed not to sing in my cage. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
I make all use of it, for I use it only. Who comes here? Ah, what news, Baraccio?
Oh, well, I came yonder from a great supper. The prince, your brother, is royally entertained by Leonardo, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it serve for any model to build mischief on? Pfft. What is he for a fool to betroth himself to unquietness?
Mary is your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
A proper squire. And who? Which way looks he?
Oh, Mary on Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonardo.
Oh, very forward March chick. How came you to this?
Well, being entertained for a perfumer, as I was smoking a musty room, comes me the prince and Claudio, hand in hand in sad conference. I whipped me behind the arras, and there heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero for himself, and having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
Come, let us thither. This may prove
Yeah.
that young startup hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him in any way, I bless myself ever. You are both sure and will assist me?
To the death, my lord.
Let us to the great supper. Their cheer is greater that I am subdued. Oh, would the cook were of my mind. Shall we go prove what's to be done?
Oh, well, we will wait upon your lordship.
Was not Count John here at supper?
I saw him not.
How tartly that gentleman looks. I can never see him, but I am heartburned an hour after.
He is of a very melancholy disposition.
You were an excellent man, that were made just in the midway between him and Benedict. One is too like an image and says nothing, and the other too like my lady's eldest son, evermore tattling.
Then half Signor Benedict's tongue in Count John's mouth, and half Count John's melancholy in Signor Benedict's face.
A good leg on a good foot, uncle. And money well enough in his purse. Such a man will win any woman in the world if he could get her goodwill.
By my troth, niece, thou wilt never get a husband, if thy be so shrewd of thy tongue.
In face, he's too cursed.
Too cursed is more than cursed. I shall lessen God's sending that way. For it is said God sends a cursed cow short horns, but to a cow too cursed he sends none.
So by being too cursed, God will send you no horns?
Just if he send me no husband, for the which blessing I am at him upon my knees every morning and evening, Lord. Not if you're a husband with a beard on his face. I had rather lie in the woolen.
You may light on a husband that hath no beard.
What should I do with him? Make him my peril and make him my waiting gentlewoman? That he hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man, and he is that more than a youth, and he that is less than a man. I am not for him. Therefore, I will take even sixpence in earnest of the bear ward and lead his apes into hell.
Well then, go you into hell?
No! But apes! And there will the devil meet me, and like an old cuckold with horns on his head, and say, "Get you to heaven, Beatrice! Get you to heaven! There's no place for you maids!" Oh, deliver I up the apes and away to St. Peter for the heavens. He shows me where the bachelor sits, and there live we as merry as the day is long.
Well, niece, I trust you will be ruled by your father.
Yes, Faith. It is my cousin's duty to make curtsy and say, "Father, as it please you." But yet, for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another curtsy and say, "Father, as it please me."
Niece, I hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
Oh God, make men of some other metal than earth. Would it not grieve a woman to be overmastered with a piece of valiant dust? Make an account of her life to a clod of wayward marl. Uncle, none. Adam's sons are my brethren, and truly I hold it a sin to match in my kindred.
Daughter, remember what I told you? If the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer.
The fault will be in the music, cousin. If you not be wooed in good time, if the prince be too important, tell him there is measure in everything, and so dance out the answer. For hear me, hero, wooing, wedding, and repenting is as a Scotch jig, a measure and a synopace. The first suit is hot and hasty, like the Scotch jig. The wedding, mannerly and modest as a measure, full of state and ancientry. And then comes repentance with his bad legs, falls into a synopace faster in his grave.
Cousin, you apprehend passing shrewdly.
I have a good eye, uncle. I can see a church by daylight.
The revelers are entering. Brother, make good room.
Lady, will you walk with your friend?
So you walk softly and look sweetly and say nothing. I'm yours for the walk, especially when I walk away.
With me and your company?
I may say so, if I please.
And when please you to say so?
When I like your favor. For God defend, the least should be like the case.
My advisor is Philemon's roof, within the house is Jove.
Why then, your visor should be thatched.
Speak low if you speak loud.
Well, I would you did like me.
So not would I, for your own sake, for I have many ill qualities.
Which is one?
I'd say prayers aloud.
I love you the better. The hearers say amen.
God match me with a good dancer.
Amen.
And God keep him out of my sight when the dance is done. Answer, clerk.
No more words. The clerk is answered.
I know you well enough. You're Signor Antonio.
At the word, I am not.
I know you by the waggling of your beard.
To tell you true, I counterfeit him.
You could never do him so ill well, unless you were the very man. Here's his dry hand up and down. You are he. You are he.
At the word, I am not.
Come. Do you not think I know you by your excellent wit and virtue hide itself? Go to, mum. You are he. Graces will appear, and there's an end.
Will you not tell me who told you so?
No, you shall pardon me.
Will you not tell me who you are?
Not now.
That I was disdainful, and that I had my good wit out of the 100 merry tales. Why? This is Signor Benedict that said so.
What's he?
I'm sure you know him well enough.
Oh, not I. Believe me.
Did he never make you laugh?
I pray you. What is he?
Why, he is the prince's jester. A very dull fool. Only his gift is in devising impossible slanders. None but libertines delight in him. And the only commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy. For he both pleases men and angers them, and then they laugh at him and beat him. I am sure he is in the fleet. I would that he boarded me.
Oh, when I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you say.
Do. He'll but break a comparison or two on me, which peradventure, not marked or not laughed at, strikes him into a melancholy. And then there's a partridge wing saved, for the fool will eat no supper tonight. Oh, we must follow the leaders.
In every good thing.
Nay, if they lead to any ill, I will leave them at the next turning.
Conga!
Sure, my brother is amorous on Hero, and hath withdrawn her father to break with him about it. The ladies follow her, and but one visor remains.
And that is Claudio. I know him by his bearing.
Are you not Signor Benedict?
You know me well. I am he.
Oh, Signor, you are very near my brother in his love. He is enamored on Hero. I pray you, dissuade him from her. She is no equal for his birth. You may do the part of an honest man in it.
How know you he loves her?
Oh, I heard him swear his affection.
Oh, so did I too. And he swore he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us to the banquet.
Well, thus answer I in the name of Benedict, but hear these ill news with the ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain so. The prince woos for himself. Friendship is constant in all other things, save in the office and affairs of love. Therefore, all hearts and loves use their own tongues. Let every eye negotiate for itself, and trust no agent. For beauty is a witch, against whose charms faith melteth into blood. This is an accident of hourly proof, which I mistrusted not. Farewell then, hero.
Count Claudio.
Yea, the same.
Come, will you go with me?
Whither?
Even to the next willow. About your own business, Count. What fashion will you wear the garland of? About your neck, like a usurer's chain, or under your arm, like a lieutenant's scarf. You must wear it one way, for the prince hath got your hero.
Oh, I wish him joy of her.
Why, that's spoken like an honest driver, so they sell bullocks. But did you think the prince would have served you thus?
I pray you, leave me.
Oh, now you strike like the blind man. 'Twas the boy that stole your meat, and now you'll beat the post.
If you'll not leave me be, I'll leave you.
Alas, poor hurt fowl. Now you will creep into the sedges. But that my lady Beatrice should know me and not know me. The prince's fool. Ha! It may be I go under that title because I am merry. Yea, but so I am apt to do myself wrong. I am not so reputed. It is the base, though bitter, disposition of Beatrice that puts the world into her person and so gives me out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
Now, senor, where's the count? Did you see him?
Troth, my lord, I have played the part of Lady Fame. I found him here as melancholy as a lodge in a warren. I told him, and I think I told him true, that your grace got the goodwill of this young lady, and I offered him my company to a willow tree, either to make him a garland as being forsaken, or to bind him up in a rod as being worthy to be whipped.
To be whipped? What's his fault?
The flat transgression of a schoolboy who, being overjoyed at finding a bird's nest, shows it his companion, and he steals it.
Wilt thou make a trust to transgression? The transgression is in the stealer.
Yet it had not been amiss. The rod had been made, and the garland too. For the garland he might have worn himself, and the rod he might have bestowed on you, who, as I take it, have stolen his bird's nest.
I will but teach them to sing, and restore them to the owner.
If their singing answer your saying, by my faith you say honestly.
The lady Beatrice hath a quarrel to you. The gentlemen that danced with her told her she is much wronged by you.
Ah! She misused me past the endurance of a block. An oak, but with one green leaf on it, would have answered her. My very visor began to assume life and scold with her. She told me, not thinking I had been myself, that I was the prince's jester. That I was duller than a great thaw, huddling jest upon jest, with such impossible conveyance upon me that I stood like a man at a mark, with a whole army shooting at me. She speaks poniards, and every word stabs. If her breath were as terrible as her terminations, there would be no living near her. She would infect to the North Star. I would not marry her, though she were endowed with all that Adam bad left him before he transgressed. She would have made Hercules have turned spit, yea, and had cleft his club to make a fire too. Come, talk not of her. You shall find her the internal 8 in good apparel. I would to God some scholar would conjure her, for certainly while she is here, a man may live as quiet in hell as in a sanctuary, and people sin upon purpose because they would go thither, so indeed all disquiet, horror, and perturbation follow her.
Look, here she comes.
Will your grace command me any service to the world's end? I will go on the slightest errand to the Antipodes that you can devise to send me on. I will fetch you a toothpicker now from the furthest inch of Asia, bring you the length of Prester John's foot, fetch you a hair off the great Cham's beard. Huh? Do you any embassage to the pygmies? Rather than hold 3 words conference with this harpy. Full employment for me?
None, but to desire your good company.
Oh, God, sir, here's a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue.
Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart of Signor Benedict.
Indeed, my lord. He lent it me a while, and I gave him use for it. A double heart for a single one. Marry. Once before he won it of me with a false dice. Therefore your grace may well say I have lost it.
You have put him down, lady. You have put him down.
So I would not he should do to me. Oh, my lord, lest I should prove the mother of fools, I have brought Count Claudio, whom you sent me to seek.
Why, how now, Count? Wherefore are you sad?
Not sad, my lord.
How then? Sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad nor sick, nor merry nor well, but civil Count, civil as an orange, and something of a jealous complexion.
In faith, lady, I think your blazon to be true. Though I'll be sworn if he be so, his conceit is false. Here, Claudio, I have wooed in thy name, and fair hero is won. I broke with her father, and his goodwill obtained. Name the day of marriage, and God give thee joy.
Count, take of me my daughter, and with her my fortune. His grace hath made the match, and all grace say amen to it.
Speak, Count, is your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I were but little happy if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give myself away for you and dote upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin, or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss and let him not speak neither.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yea, my lord, I thank it, poor fool, for it keeps on the windy side of care. My cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
And so she doth, cousin.
Good Lord, for alliance! This goes everyone to the world but I, and I am sunburnt. I may sit in a corner and cry, hey ho, for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
I would rather have one of your father's getting. Hath your grace ne'er a brother like you? Your father got excellent husbands, if a maid could come by them.
Well, will you have me, lady?
No, my lord. Unless I might have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace, pardon me. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me. The merry best becomes you, for out of question you were born in a merry hour.
No, sure, my lord, my mother cried. But then there was a star dance, and under that I was born. Cousin, God give you joy.
Niece, will you look to those things I told you of?
Oh, I cry mercy to you, uncle, by your grace's pardon.
By my troth, a pleasant-spirited lady.
There is little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She is never sad but when she sleeps, and not even sad then, for I have heard my daughter say, she hath often dreamed of unhappiness and waked herself with laughing.
She cannot endure to hear tell of a husband.
Oh, by no means. She mocks all her wooers out of suit.
You were an excellent wife for Benedict.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my lord, if they were but a week married, they would talk themselves mad.
Count Claudio, when mean you to go to church?
Tomorrow, my lord. Time goes on crutches till love have all its rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is hence a just 7 night, and a time too brief to have all things answer my mind.
Come, you shake the head at so long a breathing. But I warrant thee, Claudio, the time shall not go dully by us. I will, in the interim, undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring Signor Benedict and the Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection, the one with the other. Would fain have it a match, and I doubt not but to fashion it, if you three will but minister such assistance as I shall give you direction.
My lord, I am for you, though it cost me 10 nights' watchings.
And I, my lord.
And you too, gentle hero?
I will do any modest office, my lord, if it'll help my cousin to a good husband.
And Benedict is not the unhopefulest husband that I know. He is of a noble strain, of approved valor and confirmed honesty. I will teach you how to humor your cousin, that she shall fall in love with Benedict, and I, with your 2 helps, will so practice on Benedict that, in despite of his quick wit and his queasy stomach, he shall fall in love with Beatrice. If we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. His glory shall be ours, for we are the only love gods. Go in with me, and I will tell you my drift.
It is so. The Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonardo.
Yea, my lord, but I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be medicinable to me. I am sick in displeasure to him, and whatsoever comes athwart his affection ranges evenly with mine. How canst thou cross this marriage?
Not honestly, my lord, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Show me briefly how.
Oh, I think I told your lordship a year since how much I am in favor of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to Hero.
I remember.
I can, at any unseasonable instant of the night, appoint her to look out her lady's chamber window.
What life in that to be the death of this marriage?
Well, the poison of that lies in you to temper. Go you to the prince your brother. Spare not to tell him that he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio, whose estimation you do mightily hold up, to a contaminated stale, such a one as Hero.
What proof shall I make of that?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, to undo Hero, and to kill Leonardo. Look you for any other issue?
Only to despite them, I will endeavor anything.
Well, go then. Find me a meet hour to draw Don Pedro and Count Claudio alone. Tell them that you know that Hero loves me. Intend a kind of zeal both to the prince and to Claudio, as in a love of your brother's honor, who hath made this match, and his friend's reputation, who is thus like to be cozened with the semblance of a maid, that you have discovered thus. I'll scarcely believe this without a trial, so offer them instances, which shall bear no less likelihood than to see me at her chamber window, hear me call Margaret Hero, hear Margaret term me Claudio, and bring them to see this very night before the intended wedding. For in the meantime I will fashion the matter that Hero shall be absent, and there shall appear such seeming truth of Hero's disloyalty that jealousy shall be called assurance, and all the preparation overthrown.
Oh, grow this to what adverse issue it can, and I will put it in practice. Be cunning in thy working of this, and thy fee is 1,000 ducats.
Be you constant in the accusation, and my cunning shall not shame me.
I will presently go learn the day of their marriage.
Boy.
Signor?
In my chamber window lies a book. Bring it hither to me in the orchard.
I'm here already, sir.
I know that. I would have thee hence from here again. I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will, after he hath laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love. And such a man is Claudio. I have known when there was no music with him but the drum and the fife, and now he had rather hear the tabor and the pipe. I have known when he would have walked 10 miles afoot to see a good armor, and now will he lie 10 nights awake, carving the fashion of a new doublet. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose like an honest man and a soldier, and now he has turned orthography. Words are a very fantastical banquet. There's so many strange dishes. May I be so converted and see? With these eyes, I cannot tell. I think not. I will not be sworn, but love may transform me to an oyster. But I'll take my oath on it. Till he have made an oyster of me, he shall never make me such a fool. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman, one woman shall not come in my grace. Rich she shall be, that's certain. Wise, or I'll none. Virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Fair, or I'll never look on her. Mild, or come not near me. Noble, or not I for an angel. Of good discourse, an excellent musician. And her hair shall be of what color please God. The prince and Monsieur Love will hide me in the arbor.
Come, shall we hear this music?
Yea, my good lord. How still the evening is, as hushed on purpose to grace harmony.
See you where Benedict hath hid himself?
Oh, very well, my lord. The music ended, will fit the kid pox for the pennyworth.
Come, Balthazar, we'll hear that song again.
Oh, good my lord. 'Tis not so bad a voice to slander music any more than once.
It is the witness still of excellency, to put a strange face on his own perfection. I pray thee, sing, and let me woo no more.
Because you talk of wooing, I will sing, since many a wooer doth commence his suit to her he thinks not worthy, yet he woos, yet will he swear he loves.
Nay, pray thee come, or if thou wilt hold longer argument, do it in notes.
Note this before my notes. There's not a note of mine that's worth the noting.
Why, these are very crotchets that he speaks. Notes, notes, forsooth, and nothing.
Now divine air, now is his soul ravished. Is it not strange that sheep's guts should hale souls out of men's bodies? No, a horn for my money when all's done.
Sigh no more, ladies, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever. One foot in sea and one on shore. To one thing constant, never. Then sigh, not so, but let them go. And be you blithe and bonny. Converting all your sounds of woe into a nonny nonny. Sing no more ditties, sing no mo of dumps and so dull and heavy. The fraud of men was ever so, since summer first was levy. Then sigh not so, but let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your souls of woe into hey, nonny nonny.
By my troth, a good song.
And an ill singer, my lord.
No, Faith, thou singest well enough for a shift.
Annie had been a dog that should have held us. They would have hanged him. And I pray God his bad voice bode no mischief. And as if Blythe heard the night raven, come what plague would come after it.
Yea, Mary, dost thou hear, Balthazar? I pray thee, get us some excellent music, for tomorrow night we would have it at the Lady Hero's chamber window.
The best I can, my lord.
Do so. Farewell. Come hither, Leonardo. What was it you told me of today, that your niece Beatrice was in love with Signor Benedict?
Oh, I. Stalk on, the foul sits. I did never think that the lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither. But how wonderful that she should so dote on Signor Benedict, whom she hath in all outward behaviors ever seemed to abhor.
Possible? Sits the wind in that corner?
By my troth, my lord, I cannot tell what to think of it, but that she loves him with an enraged affection. It is past the infinite of thought.
Maybe she doth but counterfeit.
Faith, like enough.
Oh God, counterfeit. There was never counterfeit of passion came so near the life of passion as she discovers it.
Why, what effects of passion shows she?
Bait the hook well, this fish will bite.
What effects, my lord? She will sit you. You heard my daughter tell you how.
She did indeed.
How? How, I pray you? You amaze me. I would have thought her spirit had been invincible against all assaults of affection.
I would have sworn it had, my lord, especially against Benedict.
I should think this is a gull, but that the white-bearded fellow speaks it. Knavery cannot, sure, hide itself in such reverence.
Oh, he hath taken the infection, hold it up.
Has she made her affection known to Benedict?
No, and swears she never will. That's her torment.
'Tis true indeed. So your daughter says, "Shall I," says she, "that have so often countered him with scorn, to write to him that I love him?"
That says she now when she is beginning to write to him, for she'll be up 20 times a night, and there she will sit in her smock till she have writ a sheet of paper. My daughter tells us all.
Now you talk of a sheet of paper, I remember a pretty jest your daughter told us of.
Oh, when she had writ it and was reading it over, she found Benedict and Beatrice between the sheets.
That.
Oh, she tore that letter into 1,000 halfpence, railed at herself that she should be so immodest to write to one that she knew would flout her. I measure him, says she, by my own spirit, for I should flout him if he writ to me. Yea, though I love him, I should.
And then down upon her knees she falls, weeps, sobs, beats her heart, tears her hair, prays, curses. "Oh, sweet Benedict, oh God, give me patience."
She doth indeed. My daughter says so. And the ecstasy hath so much overborne her that my daughter is sometimes afeard she will do a desperate outrage to herself. It is very true.
Well, it were good that Benedict knew of it by some other, if she will not discover it.
To what end? He would make but a sport of it and torment the poor lady worse.
And he should, it were an alms to hang him. She's an excellent sweet lady, and out of all suspicion she is virtuous.
And she is exceeding wise.
Well, in everything but loving Benedict.
Oh, my lord, wisdom and blood combating in so tender a body. We have 10 proofs to 1 that blood hath the victory. I am sorry for her, as I have just cause, being her uncle and her guardian.
I would she had bestowed this dotage on me. I would have daffed all other respects and made her half myself. I pray you, tell Benedict of it and hear what he will say.
Were it good, think you?
Hero thinks, surely she will die. For she says she will die if he love her not, and she will die ere she make her love known, and she will die if he woo her, rather than she will bate one breath of her accustomed crossness.
Well, she doth well. If she should make tender of her love, 'tis very possible he'll scorn it. For the man, as you all know, hath a contemptible spirit.
He is a very proper man.
Well, he hath indeed a good
Oh,
outward
poor God,
happiness.
and in my mind very wise.
He doth indeed show some sparks that are like wit.
And I take him to be valiant.
As Hector, I assure you. And in the managing of quarrels you may say he is wise, for either he avoids them with great discretion or undertakes them with a most Christian-like fear.
If he do fear God, I must necessarily keep peace. If he break the peace, he ought to enter into a quarrel with fear and trembling.
And so he will do. For the man doth fear God, howsoever it seems not in him by some large jests he will make. Well, I am sorry for your niece. Shall we go seek Benedict and tell him of her love?
Oh, never tell him, my lord. Let her wear it out with your counsel.
Nay, that's impossible. She may wear her heart out first.
Well, we will hear further of it by your daughter. Let it cool a while. I love Benedict well, and I could wish he would modestly examine himself to see how much he is unworthy so good a lady.
My lord, will you walk? Dinner is ready.
If you do not dote upon her upon this, I will never trust my expectation.
Let there be the same net spread for her, and that must your daughter and her gentlewoman carry. The sport will be when they hold one in opinion of another's dotage, and no such matter. That's the scene I would see, which will be merely a dumb show. Now let us send her to call him in to dinner.
This can be no trick. Conference was sadly born. They have the truth of this from Hero. They seem to pity the lady. It seems her affections have their full bent. Love me. Why, it must be requited. I hear how I am censured. They say I will bear myself proudly. If I perceive the love come from her, they say too, she will rather die than give any sign of affection. I did never think to marry. I must not seem proud. Happy are they that hear their detractions and can put them to mending. They say the lady is fair. It's a truth. I can bear them witness. And virtuous. 'Tis so, I cannot reprove it, and wise, but for loving me. And my troth, it is no addition to her wit, nor no great argument of her folly, for I will be horribly in love with her. I may chance have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken on me because I have railed so long against marriage, but doth the appetite not alter? A man loves the mate in his youth that he cannot endure in his age. Shall quips and sentences and these paper bullets of the brain awe a man from the career of his humor? No. The world must be peopled. When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I should live till I were married. Comes Beatrice. By this day, she's a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner.
Fair Beatrice, I thank you for your pains.
I took no more pains for those thanks than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure in the message, then?
Yea. Just so you may take upon a knife's point and choke a doll withal. You have no stomach, Signor, fare you well.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner. There's a double meaning in that. I took no more pains for those thanks than you took pains to thank me. That's as much as to say, any pains I take for you is as easy as thanks. If I do not take pity of her, I am a villain. If I do not love her, I am a fool. I will go get her picture.
Good Margaret, run thee to the parlor. There thou shalt find my cousin Beatrice proposing with the prince and Claudio. Whisper in her ear and tell her I and Ursula walk in the orchard, and our whole discourse is all of her. Say that thou overheardst us, and bid her steal into the pleached bower where honeysuckles ripened by the sun forbid the sun to enter, like favorites made proud by princes that advance their pride against the power that bred it. There she will hide her to listen to our purpose. This is thy office. Bear thee well in it, and leave us alone.
I'll make her come, I warrant you presently.
Now, Ursula, when Beatrice doth come, as we do trace this alley up and down, our talk must be only of Benedict. When I do name him, let it be thy part to praise him more than ever man did merit. My talk to thee must be how Benedict is sick in love with Beatrice. Of this matter is little Cupid's crafty arrow made, that only wounds by hearsay. Now begin, for look where Beatrice, like a lapwing, runs close by the ground to hear our conference.
The pleasantest angling is to see the fish cut with her golden oars the silver stream and greedily devour the treacherous bait. So angle we for Beatrice, who even now is couched in the woodbine coverture. Fear you not my part of the dialogue.
Then we go near her, that her ear lose nothing of the false sweet bait that we lay for it. No, truly, Ursula, she is too disdainful. I know her spirits are as coy and wild as haggers of the rock.
But are you sure that Benedict loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince and my new troth lord.
And did they bid you tell her of it, madam?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they loved Benedict, to wish him wrestle with affection and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full, as fortunate a bed as ever Beatrice shall couch upon?
Oh, God of love, I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man. But nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn ride sparkling in her eyes, misprizing what they look on, and her wit values itself so highly that to her all matter else seems weak. She cannot love, nor take no shape nor project of affection. She is so self-endeared.
Sure, I think so. And therefore, certainly it were not good she knew his love, lest she make sport at it.
Why, you speak the truth. I never yet saw a man how wise, how noble, young, how rarely featured, but she would spell him backward. If fair-faced, she would swear the gentleman should be her sister. If tall, a lance, ill-headed. If low, an agate, very vilely cut. If speaking, why a vein, blown with all winds. If silent, why a block, moved with none. She turns every man the wrong side out, and she never gives to truth and virtue that which simpleness and merit purchaseth.
Sure, sure. Such carping is not commendable.
No, not to be so odd and from all fashions as Beatrice is cannot be commendable. But who dare tell her so? If I should speak, she would mock me into air. She would laugh me out of myself, press me to death with wit. Therefore, let Benedict, like covered fire, consume away in sighs. Waste inwardly, it were a better death than to die with mocks, which is as bad as die with tickling.
Yet, tell her of it. See what she will say.
No, rather, I will go to Benedict and counsel him to fight against his passion. And truly, I'll devise some honest slanders to stain my cousin with. One doth not know how much an ill word may empoison liking.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much without true judgment, having so swift and excellent a wit as she is prized to have, as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedict.
He is the only man of Italy. Always accepted, my dear Claudio.
I beg you. Be not angry with me, madam, speaking my fancy. Senior Benedict, for shape, for bearing, argument, and valor, is foremost to report throughout Italy.
Indeed, he hath an excellent good name.
Oh, his excellence did earn it ere he had it. When are you married, madam?
Why, every day tomorrow. Come, go in. I'll show thee some attires and have thy counsel which is the best to furnish me tomorrow.
She's limed. I warrant you. We have caught her, madam.
If it proves so, then loving go by hap. Some Cupid kills with arrows, some with traps.
Fire is in mine ears. Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Contempt, farewell. And maiden pride, adieu. No glory lives behind the back of such, and Benedict, love on, I will love thee. Hamming my wild heart to thy loving hand, if thou dost love me, my kindness shall incite thee to bind our loves up in a holy band. Or others say thou dost deserve, and I believe it better than reporting thee.
I do but stay till your marriage be consummate, and then go I towards Aragon.
Oh, I'll bring you thither, my lord, if you'll vouchsafe me.
Nay, that would be as great a soil in the new gloss of your marriage as to show a child his new coat and forbid him to wear it. I will only be bold with Benedict for his company, for from the crown of his head to the sole of his foot he is all mirth. He hath twice or thrice cut Cupid's bowstring. The little hangman dare not shoot at him. He hath a heart as sound as a bell, and his tongue is the clapper. For what his heart thinks, his tongue speaks.
Gallants, I am not as I have been.
So say I. Methinks you are sadder.
I hope he be in love.
Hang him, truant! Oh, there's no true drop of blood in him to be truly touched with love. If he be sad, he wants money.
I have the toothache.
Draw it.
Hang it.
No, you must hang it first and then draw it afterwards.
What, a sigh for the toothache?
There is but a humor or a worm.
Well, everyone can master a grief, but he that hath it.
Oh, yet say I, he is in love.
There's no appearance of fancy in him, unless it be a fancy that he hath towards strange disguises, as to be a Dutchman today, a Frenchman tomorrow, or in the shape of two countries at once, as a German from the waist downward all slops, and a Spaniard from the hip upward no doublet. No, unless he have a fancy to this foolery, as it appears he hath. No, he is no fool for fancy, as you would have it appear he is.
Look, if he not be in love with some woman, there is no believing old signs. Brushes his hat in the mornings, what should that bode?
Well, hath any man seen him at the barber's?
No. But the barber's man hath been seen with him, and the old ornament of his cheek has already stuffed tennis balls.
Indeed, he looks younger than he did, by the loss of a beard.
Nay, rubs himself with civet? Can you smell him out by that?
That's as much to say as for youth and love.
Oh yes, the greatest note of it is in his melancholy.
And when was he wont to wash his face?
Nay, or to paint himself, for the which I hear what they say of him.
Ah, nay, but his jesting spirit, which is now crept into a lute string and now governed by stops.
Yeah.
Indeed, that tells a heavy tale for him. Conclude. He is in love.
Ah, nay, but I know who loves him.
That would I know too. I warrant one that knows him not.
Yes, and his ill conditions, and in spite of all, dies for him.
She shall be buried with her face upwards.
Yet this is no charm for the toothache. Old Signor, walk aside with me. I have studied 8 or 9 wise words that these hobby horses must not hear.
Like to break with him about Beatrice.
'Tis even so. Hero and Margaret have by this played their parts with Beatrice, and then the 2 bears will not bite each other when they meet.
My lord and brother, God save you.
Good then, brother.
If your leisure served, I would speak with you.
In private.
Oh, if it please you, yet Count Claudio may hear, for what I speak of concerns him.
Well, what's the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow?
You know he does.
I know not that, when he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you discover it.
You may think I love you not. Let that appear hereafter, and aim better at me that I will now manifest. For my brother, I think he holds you well, and in dearness of heart hath helped to effect your ensuing marriage. Surely ill suit, and labor ill bestowed.
Why, what's the matter?
I came hither to tell you, and circumstances shortened, for she has too long been a-talking of, the lady is disloyal.
Who? Hero?
Even she, Leonardo's hero, your hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal?
Oh, the word's too good to paint out her wickedness. I could say she were worse. Think you of a worse title, and I will fit her to it. Wonder not till further warrant. Go but with me tonight. You shall see her chamber window entered, even the night before her wedding day. If you love her then, tomorrow, wed her. But it would better fit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so?
Not think it.
If you dare not trust that you see, confess not that you know. If you will follow me, I will show you enough, and when you have seen more and heard more, proceed accordingly.
If I should see anything tonight, why, I should not marry her tomorrow in the congregation where I should wed, then there I will shame her.
And as I wooed for thee to obtain her, I will join with thee to disgrace her.
I will disparage her no further, till you are my witnesses. Bear it coldly, but till midnight, and let the issue show itself.
Day untowardly turned.
Oh, mischief. Strangely thwarting.
Oh, plague, right well prevented. So will you say, when you have seen the sequel.
Oh, hero,